Welcome, everybody. Inaugural episode of Second Take Podcast. First take, just twice as good. I'm Kieran Costa with Leighton Brower. We are so excited to be with you. That's him. We will be doing a bracket spectacular, even though it's an audio medium. We on this Zoom call have the bracket up. So we'll just be going over your picks, and then it will end with our finals predictions. Of course, we're a little late. Just to update, Miami swept Indiana. Philadelphia lost to Boston, and Toronto beat Brooklyn. So the only second round matchup set is Boston and Toronto. And I guess let's start in the Eastern Conference we only have one more first round pick to make. Milwaukee versus Orlando. That game today was not postponed. It was boycotted by both teams. All NBA games today have been boycotted by both teams. So all the series will stay the same for at least a few days. Milwaukee leads Orlando 3-1. Leighton, who's going to come out of the series on top?
I think it's gonna go one more game. Milwaukee's gonna blow them out, I think.
Bucks in 5 is your choice.
30 plus.
30 plus.
30 plus point
right
difference.
Now. Bucks win by 30 plus. All right. We're gonna do something. We're gonna pick the Eastern Conference winner and then move over to the Western Conference winner. So Boston beat Philly, Toronto beat Brooklyn. Toronto-Boston, I think this is maybe the most fun series, if not one of the most fun series in the Eastern Conference. Boston and Toronto, who are you going to pick?
I think we're going to go with Boston here. I think Boston's going to win in 6. They looked pretty good against, I guess, a weak 76ers team, but, I mean, I think they still did better than expected. I think Boston's going to be winning in 6 or 7. I'm going to go with 7.
6? You think Toronto's going to win only 2 games? You think it goes 6?
6 or 7.
Look how good Toronto looked in the first round, given it was against the Nets, which means nothing.
Against the Nets, they're not even.
Fine.
They shouldn't even be here. They shouldn't even be here without Kyrie.
I agree with you, but I agree with you, but I think Boston will win. But I think it's going to be 7 in a very tightly contested series.
That's fair.
So we're both doing Boston in 7 there. Milwaukee, Miami. I think this series is going to be much better than everyone expects it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But
Butler,
I mean,
honestly, one of my favorite players. But
can he guard Giannis though?
In terms of winning the series, they don't really have much of a chance.
No, but I think if Butler shuts down Giannis, he has the pieces around him to win that series.
Butler's not going to shut down.
Middleton's
basically impossible.
Middleton's been terrible.
Yeah.
And
haven't heard from
Bledsoe hasn't been good. No one else has been good.
Yeah, but there's
except Giannis.
Jimmy Butler is not stopping Giannis.
I say that series goes 7 as well.
I think Bucks win in 6. I think.
Yeah, but we both think the Bucks are going to win. That's not the hardest call to make. Moving on, we both have Boston, Milwaukee. That will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna take Boston.
Really?
The Bucks just haven't looked that good to me.
You think by then
the 11 games
Middleton and Bledsoe aren't going to come out of their slumps?
Do you think Tatum, Kemba, Tice, that's
Tice,
smart?
This kid said Tice.
Tice has been absolutely terrific from 3-point range. Man just hits it.
I don't want
to. Daniel Tice can also body whoever center he's playing.
Okay, I have the Bucks in 7 here, I think.
I'm going to take Boston in 7.
I don't know. We haven't seen too much of Boston, to be fair. We've seen them against a Ben Simmons-less and basically Tobias Harris-less and
No, but I
basically
mean,
Al Horford
even in
lists
the play-in, Tatum's been great.
Tatum was doing well, but I don't know, the playoffs are a
And
different breed.
And Middleton's been horrendous. No, how is it a different breed?
Yeah, but the playoffs are a different breed.
And yes, I understand that in regular circumstances, but in the bubble, it's all the exact same.
I wouldn't say. I think there's more pressure. The Lakers went like how many games did they lose in the 8-game play-in?
They went like 2-4, 3-5.
Exactly. And
so
how the
all right,
Lakers
so you're taking Milwaukee. You're taking Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Well, not 100%.
I'm not saying the Lakers are bad. What?
No,
okay.
but I'm just giving an example.
We have different teams coming out of the Eastern Conference. Moving over to the West, the Lakers were planning to play tonight. They obviously are not. They lead 3-1 in the series. I don't think it's a very hard choice. I'm gonna give Portland a game and call it Lakers in 6. Or actually,
Lakers in 5 now. Dame was out.
Dame was ruled out for today's game, but if they don't play until Saturday.
If Damian Lillard comes back, I'll give them one more game, but at this point, it's kind of
the Lakers are going to win the series. Just in how many games? Houston and Oklahoma City are tied 2-2. Oklahoma City's won the last 2 games. Westbrook will be coming back shortly, I think. He's going to return for game 6. I'm going to take Houston in 6. I don't think they lose again.
At this point, I think I have Houston in 7. Just hoping they don't miss 27 threes in a row. But I think this.
But if they're putting up 55,
I think the Rockets can do big things this playoffs.
Denver and Utah. Utah's up 3-2. This is a tough one. Who are you going to take?
I think it's going 2 more games, but I think Utah's going to take it. Donovan Mitchell has been really hot lately, even though Jamal Murray has as well, but Donovan Mitchell he's just different.
Yeah,
he's built different.
I agree. I'm going to go Utah in 7 as well. I think Denver will fight back, win tomorrow, but they won't be able to finish the job. Clippers lead 3-2 against a red-hot Luka Doncic. My goodness. But also.
Sorry, you were saying?
I'm going Clippers, even though Doncic has been so good, but playoff P is maybe back. Pandemic P. Paul George had a rough series up until last night when he put up 27 and 8. But
27. Wait, what? Paul George? Paul George had 35 last night. 35.
Actually?
Yeah.
Paul George has found
like that.
Paul George put up like a combined 28 in the first 3 games, though.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. You did do that. I think if Luka Doncic can continue, definitely the Clippers. But if Luka Doncic can continue this hot streak, I think it does go to 7 games. We'll see.
All right, so Rockets and Lakers. I want to take the Rockets.
I want to take the Rockets so bad, but just logically thinking.
If Harden gets hot, they win the series.
True. But Harden in the playoffs has been sketchy, to say the least. Although so has Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has not been. Yeah, Westbrook has also been very sketchy in the playoffs. Three in a row first round exits.
Anthony Davis has been great in the playoffs.
That's crazy. I remember him never winning a playoff series. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this playoffs.
No, I'm talking about playoffs in general.
Oh, like historically, yeah, AD hasn't been great, but AD also hasn't had LeBron, so that's not a very fair comparison.
Or rather, well, yeah, I guess, sure, yeah.
Oh, I want to take Houston though. Houston looked good in the first 2. And yes, they're tied 2-2, but they haven't had Russell Westbrook.
True. I want Houston to win so bad, but just
I don't think
when you
either
think about
team
it,
can
it's
beat
just
the
gotta be
Clippers. First of all, I don't think
true.
either of those teams can beat the Clippers.
Well,
But I want.
there's a lot of
I'm
variability
gonna.
in that, I think.
Nah, I'm gonna take the Lakers. I'm gonna take the Lakers.
Yeah, me too. But in 6 or 7, depending on how Harden can do.
hmm
It's really hard
Denver.
as a deal breaker, but yeah.
Yeah.
Jazz,
Denver
Utah.
and Utah's who we picked to get to this point.
Utah
I
versus
think. I think here either Kawhi or Paul George will find a way to slow down
Donovan.
Mitchell. And then if they continue to get good production from at least one of Paul George and Kawhi, they can take down Denver or Utah.
At this point, Kawhi putting up good numbers is